some first impressions today of some makeup that I've never worn before. I wanted to save it for this. I have some cool surprises for some makeup that have been getting a lot of mixed reviews online, so I want to know my take of it, and I wanted to wait until I was in front of the camera to do that as a real first impression. So I think for my LipSense, I'm gonna go with a mixture today. I think I'm gonna layer some stuff just to show you guys all about that. And all of the products that I use today, I am gonna link in my description box below, so if you wanna see that, you can. As you can tell, my face is a lot whiter than the rest of my body because I do exfoliate my face on a regular basis to make sure that it's very clean and just healthy. So that will be why you can tell the difference between my face and my body, but my foundation and bronzer will take care of that later. And I'm gonna do my eyes first because I want a really flawless look on the rest of my face. So, and I'm using some products that I haven't used before, and I don't know if there's a lot of fallout, so I want to just do my eyes first before we start off with the rest of my face. We'll do that last. So first things first, the first thing I do is I like to draw my brows using the Benefit Ka-Brow. I love this product. It works awesome for me. It's what I use every single day. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that first. I like to just brush my eyebrows up and over, up and over. So you always want to make sure that your arch, you just do the corner of your eye like this, and wherever this goes, that's where your little arch should be on the top of your brow. So just make sure that you know where your stuff goes for you, because you don't want to look crazy. You want it to look as natural as you can with it being makeup. So I'm just going to go ahead and brush this into my brows just to give it some good definition. I'm going to take that there, and here I'm going to create my little arch. Real simple. It takes a lot to get used to this. It took me a while. Like, I used to have to wake up extra to do my makeup when I knew I needed to do my brows, but now it's really, really quick. So I'm just going to do that to both brows to give me some good definition in my brows. So now that my brows are done, I'm gonna prime my eyes. I use MAC paint pots. A lot of people do use the soft ochre. That's what a lot of people use, but I love the one called Beige Study. And the reason I love this one is because it has a little bit of iridescent lighting about it. As you can see, it's not just regular. It just kind of gives it some extra something. And that way, if I don't want to wear a whole lot of makeup, I could actually just wear this by itself with just a mascara, just by itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with this, and I'm just using an old Bare Essentials concealer brush that I have. It just works perfectly with the MAC paint pot. So I'm just going to prime my eyes with this. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm going to go ahead and put some Scotch tape on my eyes. I like to do this for my fallout, and it does help the fallout, but also it helps really define my eye makeup once it's all done. So I really like to do this. It helps just bring definition to your eye, and I'm gonna have a nice clean cut whenever I'm done. And you can play with it if you want, if you need them to come off or on, you can do that. Okay, so today I'm really excited to talk about some new eye products. I'm actually going to try some new stuff today. So I have the ever so controversial Anastasia Subculture palette. This palette has been getting either a ton of love or a ton of hate. There's no in between. People either love it or they hate it. So I'm going to try some colors in this palette today. I want to see how it does for me. So I guess I'm going to create a pretty warm look today with all of this stuff that I have going on. I'm going to start in with a good transition shade. I'm going to dip into the Anastasia palette first. I'm going to be using a Morphie E22 for my transition shade. And I'm going to dip into this one right here called Dawn. We'll dip into that one and see how it does for a nice transition shade. Woo! These things are pigmented. Huh. As you can see, some dust is flying a little bit, but these are very pigmented. You only lit a little bit on your brush. And a transition shade is very important to make sure that all of your eye makeup truly blends the way it's supposed to. You don't want to just have wham, like a color just on your eyes, just sticking out. You want to make sure that all your colors blend. So then I'm going to use this one just as a nice transition shade. It's like a golden yellowish color. I like it. It seems like it'll be a good transition shade for me. I'm going to be using a MAC 217, and I'm going to dip into this color here called Roxy. Make sure you tap your brush. Has a lot of fallout. Ooh, this shade is pretty. I like it. And next I'm going to dip into this shade here called Destiny. That's my little sister's name. And I'm going to dip into this green here and just pack that into my crease right underneath the Roxy. I'm going in layers. So I had transition, then my other color, and then my other color. So I'm just kind of dipping that right. Whoo! I mean, this palette is very, very pigmented. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom y'all in so that y'all can see better, so that y'all be able to see what I'm doing. So I have this color here. As you can see, I have my transition shade. I have a little bit of the Roxy and then the Destiny underneath. I feel like I lost my Roxy though. I feel like my Roxy kind of got lost in there. So these shadows are like way dark. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna use a Morphie E17 brush, and I'm gonna try to get my Roxy back because I don't want to lose that in there. Just kind of keep the green Destiny at the bottom. Okay. Just that I feel like sometimes if you put a color on top of a color, I kind of lose the color underneath, but I'm just gonna have to play with it and layer it. Sometimes you have to do that with makeup. It's all an art, right? See how I kind of lost the transition there, but I'm gonna put some more and fix that up. So I'm just gonna add some more Destiny to my crease. I'm gonna go ahead and take my MAC 217 again, and I'm gonna get that other color I was using off. And I wanna get some of this red color into my outer corners. So I'm gonna be using this color All Star here in this Anastasia palette. I'm just gonna see what that does. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. I really like that. Now, I got that smokiness going on. I like that. So I'm going to dip into the infamous Morphie Jaclyn Hill palette. I love this palette. It's literally the one that I use every single day. I use one color out of it every single day since I got it. I'm obsessed with it. It's pigmented, they blend well. Some of them do have some fallout, but it's okay. They're awesome. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I want to put some shadow on my lid and on my inner corner, and I want that to kind of pop a little bit. I don't want it to be dark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just put a little bit of this color here, this pinky frosty color here, and I'm gonna put some of that on my brush, but I'm gonna spray some Fix Plus on it, some MAC Fix Plus. Anytime I use shimmer colors, I always spray that on my brush because it just makes it pop a little more. So I'm gonna take this, and as you can see, it gives it like a chrome effect, which I really like. I always have that in the corner of my eye. Unless I'm going for just a matte smoky look, I always have that on my lid and in the corner. Then look, so I'm gonna go back a little bit with that Destiny on top. And you always want to make sure that your shadow is blended together. You don't want there to be any harsh lines. You don't want it to look just like lines drawn across your eye. You want it to slowly fade up, like in an ombre effect of some sort. So I think that looks okay. Okay. And so now I'm gonna work on my highlight right underneath my brow. I always do a highlight. Some people don't do highlights, but I am a firm believer in highlight. And since I'm going with this palette, I'm gonna go ahead and use Cube, this palette here, and we'll see how that works. I'm gonna go ahead and go into my Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna use this second shade here. Okay. That looks good. I'm just gonna take a clean brush, just any brush will do, and just kind of blend all of this together here on the top. Okay. And that's all for that. I think I may just want to put a pop of something extra in there, just to give it a little something extra. So let's see, I'm gonna go in. I love these Stila glitter eyeshadows. I have 3 of them. I think I might invest in some more. I really, really like the way they look, and they just give it an extra pop. So I'm just gonna just put some of this right in the center of my lid. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my tape off. I want you to see how that gives you a good, nice, clean line there. As you can see, that nice, clean line right there. And as you can see, this shadow had a lot of fallout, so I need to clean that up. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Glam Glow. I feel like I have to have this. I love it. It's my favorite thing to prime my face with, because it moisturizes it and it primes it all at the same time. So this stuff is awesome. So I'm just gonna put a little bit here and just rub that in. You can tell the difference whenever looking at this side of my face and this side of my face. It's kind of dull, and this kind of has like a good sheen to it. So I love to use this, and it smells so good. It smells like dreamsicle. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure that I'm very careful all around my brows. So now that this is done, I am so excited to use this next product. I have been wanting to use this, and I've been waiting forever and ever. I hope I got the right color. So we're gonna see, because like I said, my body is a lot darker than my face because I exfoliate my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig into this. This is the Dior Forever foundation. It's getting a lot of good reviews online. It's supposed to literally just make your skin just feel like skin, and it doesn't feel like you have like a ton of product on it. Right now, my favorite foundation brush to use is the Morphie E31. I love this brush. It has a flat top, and it really helps me get in around my eye stuff that I've done. So we're gonna go ahead and try this out, and I just hope it's the right shade, because I've been wanting to use this forever and ever, and I hope I like it. My favorite foundation right now of all time is the Josie Marion foundation Vibrancy, I believe it's called. That is my favorite foundation that I've ever used. And I have Marc Jacobs, I have everything. I've used Givenchy, I've used all of that, and that one is just my favorite to use. Let's see here how this is gonna work out. I like my foundation medium to full coverage. If I'm gonna wear makeup, I wanna wear makeup. Actually a perfect shade for me, so I'm excited about it. right, and now I'm going to use a little bit of concealer under my eyes. I do like the Shape Tape concealer that a lot of people are wearing right now, but this still is my favorite. It's the Urban Decay Naked Skin. I just feel like it looks more natural. I don't like that heavy of a look underneath my eyes. I know this looks kind of light for me, but I like that highlighting effect. Draw like a little flower at the top and down my nose and underneath, just kind of highlight my face. And I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just buff that in. I am going to bake using the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D. This is one of my favorite palettes for contour and highlight. So as you can tell, I've hit pan on this middle color. It's the banana powder. That's what I use underneath my eyes. I love the banana powder because I feel like it just gives me a good highlight underneath my eye. So I'm just gonna take that and just add that underneath. My favorite powder of all time is the MAC Prep and Prime. And I just put it like this on my powder puff, and I just press it into my face. You don't want to just wipe it at first because you don't want to just wipe off your foundation. So I just set my face with this. Okay, and then after that, I'm going to take my big powder fluffy brush. This is the Morphie E1. It's a big old powder brush. I love it. And I'm just gonna blend out that banana powder I put under my eye with my MAC powder. And now it is time to contour and bronze and put some color back in. Okay, so for my bronze, I am going to use my favorite bronzer of all time. It is the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I feel like this is a bronzer that really can be for everybody. It comes in this cute little box here. I love it, love it, love it. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is bronze my face just to bring some color back. That's what I've been doing during the summertime. I don't have that harsh contour going on. I just bronze my face, and then you'll see in a second how I kind of cut out my contour just with powder. So that's what I've been doing in the summer. So I'm just gonna give some color and some life back into my face. And I'm just gonna sweep this bronzer just on my cheeks, right underneath where I would put my blush. In between, you don't wanna go any farther down from the bottom of your ear. You wanna keep it like above where your ear is here. Just keep that above. But you wanna go into where you put your blush, and then we'll put our blush over it. We'll kinda layer it just kinda like how we did our eyes here. So now what you wanna do is you don't have to do this, but I'm a little extra. But I got the little brush that comes with the Hoola bronzer, and I just dip it in like literally just like that. And I want to just carve out right here just my contour a little bit, just where I give more definition right here. You want to keep it like in the middle of your ear, like where your earlobe is. You want to come here. You don't want to come all the way to your mouth because then you'll make your cheek look really big. You want to keep it a little far back when it comes to your contour and your line right here. So just make sure that you take your line and you just go from side to side right here, just in little bitty windshield wiper motions right there, just like we did in our eyes, just to kind of carve that out, and we'll blend it up. Don't ever blend down because then you're defeating the whole purpose of your contour. So you want to take and just blend it up into that bronze that we just did, just to kind of carve that out. And then I'm going to take my brush again. Oh, and this is the MAC 150 powder brush. I use it as a bronzer brush because I just like it. It's a powder brush, but I like to use it as bronzer. And I'm just gonna blend that all out here. Then I'm gonna put a little bit more on my forehead. I want a good bronzed look today. Okay. But I like to carve out my contour with powder. And the best powder to do this with is the Laura Mercier, because it is a little full coverage and actually does give you some coverage. So I like to take that, and I like to take a really, really flat Morphie M458 brush. It's really flat top, it's really dense. As you can see, it's tight. The brushes are real tight, so it gives a good, nice, even thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dip it just a little bit right here in my pan, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to give myself a line right here and just carve out. And I also like to carve out if I feel like I went too far down with my bronzer. I take this and I put a little powder here too on my cheek next to my lips, just to where I can carve that out as well, because I don't want my bronzer to go all the way to my mouth, but sometimes I can get carried away with my big old brush. So I just do that. And we're just gonna let that bake while we work on the rest of my eyes. Okay, so I've zoomed you in so you can see my eyes really good. You can see the color contrast between the glitter and my highlight and all these different colors I got going on. I love it, it looks so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this blue wave length Marc Jacobs eyeliner on the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. I like the way it looks. It doesn't, I guess in person, it doesn't really look as blue as I thought it would look. So I'm going to add a little bit of blue. I'm gonna take my Jaclyn Hill palette here, and I'm gonna add some blue to that. And while I'm on my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and put a coat of mascara on my eyelashes. I am gonna apply some falsies, so I'm just gonna use this mascara first. Okay, this is my all-time favorite mascara in the whole universe, and it is a drugstore mascara. It is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. This stuff is awesome. I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just curl my lashes. So now that I've applied my mascara and I've applied that under that blue color underneath, I'm gonna go ahead and I am gonna sweep off my bake. And I just do that with a small little powder brush. This is just a Morphie brush that I got in like a travel set or something. And I'm just gonna dust off that powder, and you see it gives just the perfect transition. And today for my powder and highlights, I'm gonna be using the Becca Chrissy Teigen palette. I'm just gonna dip in here and just add some color to my face. And then I'm gonna take my fan brush here. This is just a Morphie 130. As you can tell, I love Morphie brushes and I love MAC brushes. Morphie and MAC are my favorite type of brushes to use. They don't fall out everywhere. They hold color well. I really, really like them. So I'm gonna dip into this, this highlight here in the palette, and that's what I'm gonna highlight my cheeks with. Look at that glow. Love it. I'm gonna put it on my Cupid's bow, on my nose, and on my forehead. Okay, so now I have my false lashes on, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my bottom lashes. Okay, I've zoomed you in. As you can see, my eyes look really good with my false lashes and everything done, so those are pretty complete. And as you can see, my glow here, my blush, and my bronzer are all blended well together. So I'm gonna go ahead and focus in on my lips now. So you wanna make sure that your lips are completely clean with no type of product on them whatsoever for your LipSense to stay all day long. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply my LipSense. I'm gonna do one layer of RoseBerry, so that's the color I'm gonna use first. And I have zoomed you in on my lips so you can watch how it works. And between each coat, you wanna make sure that you do it, make sure it's dry. So let's go ahead and put our first coat. And now, pink champagne. 1 RoseBerry, 2 Pink Champagne. And now I'm gonna go into just the Glossy Gloss as soon as this dries. As you can see, that those two mixed together make the absolute perfect pinky nude. And it pairs perfectly with my dark smoky eye that has a lot going on with the glitter and all of the colors. You just want a very neutral color on your lips. And with this LipSense, this will literally last me all day long. I may or may not re-gloss. It just depends on the look I'm going for. If I'm okay with it being more of a matte situation, then I don't even have to re-gloss. It stays all day long. So now I'm gonna go ahead and complete my look. All right, so to complete this look, it is very, very important that you always, always, always use a setting spray. The setting spray not only makes your makeup last all day long, it just makes your powders melt into your face where your makeup will look like skin and it won't look like powder on your face. It'll just make the makeup work into your pores and into your skin to where it just looks like flawless skin. My favorite setting spray is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This literally makes my makeup stay on all day long. So all you do is just make sure you shake it up really well and then just close your mouth and just spray your face. Whew, the more the merrier. I like to spray it a lot. And I'm gonna go finish up my look and I will be right back. Okay. So this is my finished look. I really am loving my smoky eyes and my nude lip together. My final thoughts about the products I use, I love my foundation. It does not feel like I'm wearing anything on my face. So my foundation is flawless. I would highly recommend this foundation. The Anastasia palette I really liked, but it's gonna take work. It's gonna take work to really blend those shadows out and make sure that they don't cover each other up, because I felt like when I was blending my colors, it may have another color would get lost in the back. So you kind of have to keep working with it and playing with it. But if you have time, so thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to try to put up 1 or 2 videos per week. I will be doing different looks for you guys, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button at the bottom underneath it so that you can get notified whenever I post a video. And other than that, I thank you so much for your time and I hope you liked the video and I will see y'all soon. Bye y'all.